In this video, we're gonna see what happens if the top 10 running backs in Madden 23 were on their franchise's worst Madden team ever. We're gonna see if they can bring out the backpack and carry them to a deep playoff run. But first, got a couple super chats. At my dude 7 says, CK, you're the best. Thanks for uploading. Video idea could be following the career of a player. Now, I have seen a bunch of YouTubers do that one. That might be something we do in Madden 24, you know, a series that we start when that Madden comes out. Thanks for the suggestion. And then at Mason Smith 7244 says, video idea, take a team of players with at least 10 years of experience in the league and see if they can win a Super Bowl. Now that's kind of similar to what I did a couple weeks ago with a team of ringless 30-plus-year-olds. I'll link it in the description for you to go ahead and check it out. Also, some notes on the video. Number 1, if they're a free agent, I used the last team they played on. So right now Dalvin does not have a team, but he is in the top 10, so we just used him on the Vikings. And then number 2, I copied and pasted their ratings exactly from Madden 23 to that Madden that we put them in. And you know, sometimes the stats don't translate exactly the same, so their overall might be higher. We're going to start with the oldest Madden and work our way to the most recent. So first up is Madden 03, and the man of the hour, Dalvin Cook, the 6th highest rated running back in Madden 23 right now at a 92 overall, helping out the Vikings, who are a 72, their lowest ever in any Madden. And here he is, a 94 overall, stats exactly the same. He could make a huge difference, man. They go up 22 overalls at the running back position. Dante Culpepper at quarterback. Randy Moss at wide receiver, 98 overall with 99 speed. So their offense gets a huge boost. You have an elite center, right tackle, looking a little sus, okay, a 50-something overall. D tackle's a 90, but this is a very top-heavy roster, okay? A lot of 60s, a lot of 50s starting it. Can Cook, Moss, and Culpepper carry them to the playoffs? Injuries are going to be off in every single sim. Skill level is going to be all mad. I'm going to keep it on 5 minutes. I don't want too many crazy scores. Here's a look at the standings. The Vikings end up 5-11. Dalvin could not take them to the playoffs. Culpepper ended up with only 2 more touchdowns than interceptions, 3,700 yards. Dalvin had a 1,000-yard season, 6 touchdowns, 4.5 yards a carry, not terrible, and only 1 fumble. 10 fumbles for Culpepper. No wonder why the record was not very good. I mean, you give the ball up that many times. Even with Randy getting 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns on 85 receptions, and Dalvin adding 68 receptions, 700 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. He was second on the team in receiving, man. He accounted for what, 1,700 all-purpose yards? I mean, he did all he could, but the quarterback, Culpepper, let them down. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting a little bit better from him. 10 sacks from Fred Robbins, 4 picks from Bradford. So far, we're 0 for 1. Next up is Madden 05. We have 4 running backs we're gonna look at in this Madden. Nick Chubb, 97 overall on the Browns, whose lowest was in this Madden when they were 65. Christian McCaffrey, 2nd highest rated running back at a 96. On the Niners, whose lowest rating was in this Madden at a 66. Then we have Saquon Barkley, the 5th highest rated running back at a 93. On the G-Men, whose lowest rating was a 70 in this Madden. And finally, Austin Eckler, who's an 88, the 10th highest rated running back on the Chargers, whose lowest rating was a 62 in this Madden. Here's Nick Chubb. He translated over to a 98 overall. His quarterback is Jeff Garcia, 88 overall, very solid. Northcutt and Morgan at wide receiver. Winslow at tight end. O-line's actually looking pretty solid. Same with their D-line. Browns might be looking good, man. If they just hand the ball off a lot, they could make a deep playoff run. Chubb, the only guy in the 90s on the team, though. Austin Eckler translated to a 94, but he's still the 2nd highest rated overall running back on the team behind LaDainian Tomlinson. But we're gonna have to start Eckler, man. Every running back in this video is gonna be starting. Rivers and Breeze on the team. Lorenzo Neal fullback, so their run game is gonna be nasty. And then Antonio Gates, their top receiving option. Great O-line. Once again, I'm still shocked they're a 62. They have really good players at multiple positions. A 92 overall MLB, Jammer, Lassiter in the secondary. I don't know, man. They could also make a deep run with this running back duo. And then McCaffrey translated to a 98 overall. He's by far their best running back on the team. Quarterbacks is 78 overall, Tim Rattay. So he's gonna have to carry a lot. With Fred Beasley, a very good fullback. This was back when every team had a fullback and some teams had some really good fullbacks, okay? O-line's looking pretty good. Andre Carter right end, Bryant Young at D tackle, Julian Peterson 97. So their defense is nasty. They're set up for the playoffs with a 94 Tony Parrish as strong safety, a good run game, good defense. They could also go far. And finally, Saquon translated to a 99 overall. Tiki Barber behind him. Ron Dane, who I'm pretty sure was, a power back, 5'10", 250. Just absolutely nuts. This trio is gonna be disgusting. I did not know Kurt Warner was on the Giants. Yeah, if you look at his career history, in 2004, he was on the Giants. That's crazy. So I guess, he's gonna be starting, and he's throwing to Monty Toom or Ike Hilliard. A 95 overall Jeremy Shockey. I could see every single running back in this experiment, or at least in this simulation, making it to the playoffs, man. I'm hoping that at least one of them gets to the big game, and I think they have the rosters to do it. I mean, look at this. In the AFC, the Chargers and Austin Eckler make it as the 5 seed, but Chubb and the Browns end up 8-8, missing out. Meanwhile, Saquon and the Giants go 13-3, second in the NFC, but McCaffrey and the Niners go 8-8, so we go 50%, 2 out of 4. Jamal Lewis wins MVP. Saquon ends up second. LT on the Chargers ends up third. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jamal in the AFC. LT ends up second. In the NFC, it went to Saquon. McCaffrey ends up top 4. First up, the Browns numbers. Garcia did not have the best season. Only threw 4 more touchdowns than picks. Chubb had 1,000 yards, 4.4 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns. William Green was a very solid backup. Chubb had 7 fumbles though. Garcia had 10. I don't know what's with all the fumbles. Northcutt led them in receiving. 12 sacks from Courtney Brown to lead the team. 8 picks from Anthony Henry. He made a Pro Bowl. As for the Chargers, Breeze only had 1 more touchdown and pick. 2,700 yards. Not like him at all. LT with 13 touchdowns. 2,200 yards. 5 yards a carry. I mean, I made Eckler starter, so I don't know if the CPU reverted it or whatever, but Yates 69 for 532 touchdowns. LT second most receptions on the team. I'm sad that Eckler did not get more playing time, but his team made the playoffs, so can he really be that mad? 8 sacks from Adrian Dingle, 7 picks from Quentin Jammer. Tim Rattay, 1 more touchdown than interception, through 3,300 yards. McCaffrey 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry, 5 fumbles. So everyone's coughing up the football. Rashawn Woods led them in yards and receptions, but McCaffrey was right behind him, 59 for 622 and 4 touchdowns through the air. 9 sacks led the way from Julian Peterson, 6 picks from Shawntae Spencer, and then the G-Men with Eli taking over as the starter just like he did in real life during the season. 21 touchdowns, 21 picks, 2,900 yards. Saquon with 2,100 yards, 18 touchdowns. How many guys got 2,000 yards this season, man? 6 fumbles, 153 broken tackles, and he was also their second leading receiver, man. This dude definitely did his job carrying this team to the playoffs. 15 sacks from Strahan, 10 from Robbins, so their defense was balling too well. Allen, 8 picks. It is what it is. LT taking a spot of Eckler in the wild card game. Let's see if he can help them advance. No, they end up losing 20-34. Breeze 11 for 24, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. LT 31 for 188. So I mean, hey, he did his thing. I think Chargers fans would prefer him over Eckler in this simulation. No disrespect to Austin, but I mean, LT is one of the best to ever do it. He still had 4 for 25, 6 yards a carry. That was a nasty duo. The Ravens around this time period were just absolutely disgusting though, so it's not that big of a loss to lose to this team. But we still have the Giants left. How far can Saquon take this squad? They destroy the Panthers 37-10. Eli with a perfect game, 24 of 29, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Giants defense forced Delhomme to throw 3 picks. Their run defense was nasty. Meanwhile, Saquon had 178 yards on the ground. Absolutely dominant performance from him. Tiki stole the touchdown. But hey, as long as they're on the same team, Saquon added 8 for 77 and a touchdown through the air. This dude is literally carrying them. This is nuts. So here they go in the conference championship game against the Bucks, who went 14-2. Remember, this is when 2 teams had a bye in each conference. Let's see if Saquon can take them to the Super Bowl. No, he cannot. 20-27. They lose by a touchdown. Eli had a pretty good game, but that 1 pick might have been the difference maker. 20 for 97 and a fumble for Saquon. So he was kind of held in check by an elite Buccaneers defense with Rondé Barber, Warren Sapp, I'm pretty sure was still on the team. Great season from these running backs. Unfortunately, Eckler couldn't get more playing time, but the other ones did their job, and Saquon almost got them all the way. Next up, we are in Madden 06. Only one running back is going to be featured in this Madden, and that's the 4th highest rated one in Madden 23, Derrick Henry. On Tennessee, the Titans were a 69 overall in this Madden, and Henry, who's a 94 in Madden 23, translates to a 96 overall. They have an 88 overall Chris Brown, so a very nice two-headed tandem at the running back position, with Steve Air McNair at quarterback, 90 overall, 88 overall Drew Bennett leading the way, Calico at wide receiver along with Kenny and Trupe. Hopefully I said that right. At tight end, a 93 left tackle. Great offensive line. Henry's gonna feast. I see another 2,000 yard season and another team with a nasty defense. Hainsworth, Bullock, Pac-Man Jones, Lamont Thompson. They are shaping up to be a very good team. Henry, the highest overall. I think he can carry them. Here's a look at the standings. King Henry and the Titans go 7-9, missing out on the playoffs. MVP goes to LT. OPOY, no Henry to be found. He's not even in the top 5 best RBs. McNair with an okay season, threw a little bit too many interceptions, only 3 more touchdowns, 2,900 yards, 1,700 yards from Henry, 10 touchdowns, 4.5 yards a carry. He probably fumbled a lot. Okay, only 3 fumbles? What am I missing? 129 broken tackles. You tell me that's not a top 5 running back in the AFC. He also had 34 receptions, good for 3rd on the team, 315 receiving yards. Bennett led them in yards and receiving touchdowns. I mean, they weren't terrible, you know, they were only a couple games below 500. A few plays here or there, and they're in the playoffs. Unfortunate ending for Henry and the Titans. 13 sacks from Hainsworth. He did his thing. 4 picks from Sermon and Bullock, but it was not enough to get them to the postseason. Our next stop is Madden 08, and we're looking at the 3rd highest rated running back in Madden 23, Josh Jacobs. His Raiders were a 67 overall in this Madden, so his 95 overall from Madden 23 is actually only a 94 in Madden 08. First time we're seeing someone get a lower overall. They have Lamont Jordan, Dominic Rhodes, so a nasty 3-headed tandem at the running back position. Jacobs obviously leading the way. Quarterback, you have Jamarcus Russell, an 82 overall rookie. Now he has an elite run game to work with, so that should help him out. Jerry Porter, Travis Taylor at wide receiver, Zach Miller at tight end. Always thought he was a little bit underrated. Really good offensive line, so Jacobs should be able to feast. You have Derrick Burgess, Warren Sapp on the D-line, Morrison at linebacker, Nnamdi at cornerback, so defense looking solid. They really needed a running back. You know, they needed help on offense to help out a young rookie, so hopefully Jacobs can do what he does and take them deep. Going straight to the playoffs. If they make it, we'll finally get some gameplay because Super Sim is now a thing in this Madden. Great time to like the video if you haven't already. Do it for good luck. Gotta get at least one of these running backs to the Super Bowl. The Raiders go 6-10, last in their division. MVP goes to Brady. Jacobs is not in the top 5 for best running back. Jamarcus actually had a pretty good season. 20 touchdowns, only 5 picks, 3,000 yards, 1,300 yards for Josh Jacobs, almost 5 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns, and only 2 fumbles, man. 8 fumbles from Jamarcus. Why do quarterbacks fumble so much in these earlier Maddens? This is crazy. They didn't have an 800-yard receiver, so passing game was not doing so hot. Jacobs added 3 receiving touchdowns, 26 receptions, 293 yards, so he had over 1,600 yards from scrimmage. Did all he could. Tommy Kelly, 11 sacks, Burgess with 8, 4 picks from Nnamdi and Fabian Washington, but another team that could not get to the playoffs with a top 10 running back. Our next stop is Madden 10. We're looking at the 7th best running back in Madden 23, Aaron Jones at a 90 overall. His Packers were a 78 in this Madden. And then Joe Mixon, the 9th best running back in Madden 23 at an 89 overall. His Bengals were a 67 in this Madden. He translated to a 94 overall, so he gets a nice boost. Same exact stats from Madden 23. Benson behind him. That's a nice duo. Palmer at quarterback, 88 overall. Ocho Cinco and Lavernius Coles at wide receiver. Let's see their offensive line. Okay. Not not the best. Only one guy in the 80s. D-line, only one guy in the 80s as well. So this team is not terrible. You know, a lot of guys who are decent starters, but not as top heavy as some of the other teams. Only 190 plus overall. Only a handful of guys in the 80s. Mixon's gonna have to do a lot. Aaron Jones translated to a 93 overall. Him and Ryan Grant, another nice duo at the running back position. Aaron Rodgers, only 4 years of experience at this time, 86 overall, but now he has an elite running back alongside him. Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, pretty good offense, man. You have a good left tackle, good right guard, two guys in the 80s on the offensive line. D-line, pretty solid. Campman, 93 overall. Clay Matthews, Woodson, and Al Harris, disgusting cornerback duo. Nick Collins, so their secondary is absolutely filthy. If they can go up and just run the ball, force these teams to pass, they're looking good. Going straight to the playoffs, man. Let's see if we can finally get some gameplay. They gotta make it there, and then we'll hop in. Bengals end up with the 5 seed in the AFC. Mixon helps them make it to the playoffs, and then the Packers and Aaron Jones also make it 2 for 2 in Madden 10. You love to see it. Brady takes home the MVP. Also the OPOY in the AFC. Best running back, LT wins it again. And in the NFC, it went to Michael Turner. Palmer with a nasty season. 31 touchdowns, 15 picks, 3,900 yards. Mixon, 752 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2.8 yards a carry, and 5 fumbles. I was expecting a lot better, not gonna lie, but damn, everyone was coughing up the football. He had 200 yards receiving, so about 900 all-purpose yards. Ocho Cinco led them with 92 catches, 1,300 yards, 14 receiving touchdowns. You can say they were a passing team. 8.5 sacks for Robert Gaithers to lead them. 4 picks for Ndukwe. Aaron Rodgers, 30 touchdowns, only 13 picks, 3,700 yards. Jones with 1,200 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and only 3 fumbles. So he had a better season than Mixon. Jennings, 82 catches, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Jones added 1 touchdown through the air, 237 receiving yards. And then on defense, 12.5 sacks from Colin Jenkins, 4 picks from Big B and Collins to lead them. Now we can get into the gameplay. In the wild card, the Bengals taking on the Titans. We only get 1 drive on offense. Maybe we don't need it. Okay, good return. I'll take it. First play from scrimmage. You already know we got to run the ball. Mixon cutting it back, trying to cut it back. L1. Mixon out the backfield. Yes, sir. Nice block from Ocho Cinco. Mixon off to the races. Stiff arm. Get off him. No. We run out of bounds after a nice gain, though. Big play right here. 3rd down. They send a blitz. We barely get rid of it. Ocho Cinco gets the first. I don't know how Palmer completed it. I don't know how he got rid of that. In Madden 23, that's a sack because the windups are so slow. But we got lucky. I'm not going to lie. Now we're going back to Mixon. See if we can finally get a good run. There we go. Biggest run of the game. Almost the 1st down. But this is why it's good to have 2 good running backs. Benson in the game. Let's see if he can get this 1st down. He does. Way to fight. 3rd down and goal. Mixon back in the game, but is it too late? He's been sitting out the last few plays. Let's see what happens. Oh, Palmer goes down. We're gonna have to take the 3. Still a good start to this one, as long as we end with some points. There it is. Graham through the middle. We take the 1st lead of the game. All right, now it's time to super sim and hope that we can end up winning this bad boy. I'll stop it if it's really close in the 4th quarter. We get off to a 10-0 lead. Defense doing its thing. Pitching a shutout. 13-0. Palmer didn't have to do much. Less than 100 yards passing because Mixon was averaging 7 yards a carry just about. He had a touchdown on the ground. Doing it all for the Bengals in this one. Now it's the Packers' turn. Their matchup in the wild card is against the Cardinals. Oh no. It says this game is already complete. I hope they won. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel so bad. Yes, they caught the W. 16-9. Thank you. Now they have a matchup against the Seahawks in the divisional. We're gonna get some gameplay. Here's the box score from the Cardinals game. Rodgers, 270 yards, a touchdown, 3 picks, and they still caught the W. Jones, only 2 yards a carry, so their defense must have been doing a great job, like bending but not breaking. Gonna have to do a lot better in this one. All right, so the Seahawks get ball first. We're gonna super sim till it's our possession. First drive to get 3. Now it's our turn to see what we can do out there. Gonna go to Aaron Jones on the first play. Halfback stretch play call. Nice block from the fullback. 3rd and 5. Our first possession on offense. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna block our fullback. I got Jones out the backfield, but he's not open. Oh, X is wide open. Rodgers throwing the laser. James Jones is off to the races. First touchdown of the game. Notice because of the receiving threat from Aaron Jones, he takes away the safety help that would have been up there. They were in man coverage, so, you know, probably not the best call against Rodgers, but him being able to catch the ball out the backfield frees up James Jones for the tutty, and now the Packers have the lead. You know what time it is. Super Simmons to the end against a really good Seahawks team. They take the lead heading into half number 2, but we are on the seesaw. They're gonna go for 2. Simmons next play. They didn't get it. Let's go. Gonna go to the middle and watch this game. A minute 24 left. Rodgers with a chance to get the game-winning drive. I am not usering anyone. Okay, I moved my controller. This is the CPU. Rodgers on the first play, finding driver who's running the wrong way, but he doesn't get out of bounds. So the clock continues to tick after only a 1-yard gain. Remember, a touchdown wins it. Don't even need to make the extra point. Rodgers, so much time, gonna find Jennings for the first. They're across midfield. 2nd and 14, less than 40 seconds. O-line does a good job blocking this time. Driver getting them a catch and a first down. 3rd down and forever. Only 1 timeout left for the Packers. Jones back in the game. Here comes the blitz off the edge. Aaron Jones out the backfield gets the first. Huge play by the running back. That's why he is a top 10 RB, one of the best receiving backs in the league. Here comes the blitz from the Seahawks. Actually, it was a bluff. Aaron gonna find Lee, who gets the first but can't get out of bounds. They gotta hurry up to the line of scrimmage, spike the ball, and get one last play. Can he do it? No! The Packers go home in the divisional. Tough way to go out if you're a Green Bay fan. Rodgers, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Aaron Jones had 1 fumble, but he averaged almost 7 yards a carry, 78 yards total. That 1 catch was huge to keep the drive alive, but they could not do enough to get to the big game. Not to mention the Bengals ended up losing in the divisional as well. 7-29 against the Steelers. I was trying to hop in and get some more gameplay, but this one wouldn't have had any because it wasn't close from the start. 0 touchdowns, 2 picks from Palmer. Mixon, 2.8 yards per carry. I mean, the Steelers with Palomalu, they had a nasty defense. So once again, nothing to be ashamed about. Mixon and Aaron Jones did a lot in this simulation. They did all they could, but now we only have 1 more running back remaining. Our last stop in the video is Madden 19, the 8th highest overall running back in Madden 23, Jonathan Taylor. His Colts' worst Madden rating ever was a 73 in Madden 13, but in that Madden, they don't let you create a player and keep the player in franchise mode, so we had to go to their 2nd lowest overall Madden, which was Madden 19 when they were a 75. His overall stays the exact same, and it makes sense. This is a more recent Madden, so stats, attributes are very similar. Andrew Luck has another chance at getting a ring, 87 overall. T.Y. Hilton in his prime, 89 overall. Jack Doyle, Eric Ebron. That's a nasty offense with a really good offensive line. Quentin Nelson, very, very solid. Jabal Sheard, 90 overall on the D-line with Al Woods. Darius Leonard, very young in this, but hopefully he progresses nicely throughout the season. Vinatieri at kicker. JT tied for the highest overall. I think him and Luck will have Luck on their side, and I think they can go pretty far. They end up 7-9, 2nd in the AFC South. Unfortunately, no playoff berth for JT and the Colts. Still, let's take a look at the stats. Almost 4,000 yards passing for Luck, 21 touchdowns, 11 picks, 1,200 yards for JT, 0 fumbles, 4.5 yards a carry. That's a really good season. He added 5 more touchdowns through the air, 556 receiving yards, 39 receptions. I mean, they had a good offense. T.Y. only had 1 touchdown though, so I don't know. I feel like him and Luck could have did a little bit better. The Maniac with 120 tackles, his overall probably went up like crazy. 15.5 sacks for Jabal Sheard, and 4 players with 1 pick. MVP NFC went to Todd Gurley. On the Rams. In the AFC, OPOY went to Brady. JT finished 9th for OPOY. He tried his best, but I guess in conclusion, it's really tough for a running back to carry a team all the way to the Super Bowl, no matter how well they do. Subscribe so you don't miss the wide receiver edition. Also, for those of you that are waiting on the PS5 giveaway to be announced, I'm waiting on them to deliver it so I can take a picture with it, and you know I'm not scamming, that it's not some stock photo, that I actually have a PS5 to give away. So yeah, just follow Twitter if you're not already, and just stay tuned. I will be tweeting it out very soon. Thanks for watching to the end. Greatly appreciate all the support. I'll see you on the next one.